Very scary thing is happening right now, and you will not hear about it on the other networks. America's Navy can't keep up with a dangerous world. There is no aircraft carrier sailing in the Western Pacific because of the buildup in the Middle East. So this is the map of the Pacific Ocean, the largest ocean in the world, strategically perhaps the most important. China's Navy right now owns the Western Pacific. 4 U.S. Navy aircraft carriers, the Nimitz, the Reagan, the George Washington, and the Carl Vinton, are all along the west coast of the United States. Some couldn't even deploy in a war. They're in dry dock. Not one American aircraft carrier is patrolling the Western Pacific. 3 Chinese aircraft carriers right now are there in the South China Sea, and China's building more. The yellow tab there is the Italian aircraft carrier, the sole NATO aircraft carrier in the Western Pacific. Good luck with that. Years of neglect by the Navy, plus the 2 American aircraft carriers now in the Middle East to protect Israel, leaves the Pacific unguarded from what we are told is our greatest enemy, China. Ambassador John Bolton's here, former National Security Advisor, former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. It's good to see you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you. 30 years of America's unchecked power around the world being the sole superpower. Has that come to an end?
Well, I think the problem started, frankly, with the victory over the Soviet Union in the Cold War. At that point, people were writing about the end of history. All our problems were solved, and most particularly, they concluded that we could have what they called a peace dividend to reduce defense expenditures and spend it on domestic welfare programs that hit the United States, Western Europe, basically all of NATO. And that was compounded by just ferocious budget cuts during the Obama administration. So over a period of 30 years, we are significantly underinvested in defense. We can fix that if we've got political leaders who understand what the problem is. But there's no doubt that we're stretched thin in a number of areas in service, and we need to be doing more across a wider spectrum of weapon systems. So what this means, if you believe in balanced budgets, I certainly do, is lower domestic expenditures, not higher domestic expenditures, and a significant increase, nearly a doubling from what we're spending now back to Reagan-era levels. We can do it. We need to get on it.
Well, and as you point out, have the political will to do it. Political will also comes to play when it comes to the Middle East right now. You think about why there's no aircraft carrier in the Western Pacific. It's because they're dealing with the threat from Iran that continues. How long is Iran going to talk about hitting Israel, either before they do or they slink back to their lair?
Well, look, I think this crisis is going to go on for a long time. You know, the Iranians didn't arm, equip, train, finance, and direct these terrorist proxies for the benefit of the terrorist proxies. They're doing it for the benefit of Iran. And I have a problem with the way the administration keeps saying we want to avoid a wider war. The Israelis, the Arab states, the United States are in a wider war right now. We have been since October the 7th. From the Houthis in Yemen to Hamas in the Gaza Strip, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Shia militia groups in Syria and Iraq, and Iran's own military forces, both the regular military and the Revolutionary Guard. There are kind of 5 different fronts to this war. Some days, some are hotter than others, but Iran's the one calling the shots. And until we address that problem, the central problem is Iran, we're going to have this issue flare up when the Iranians want it to, not when we do.
That's a great point, that the Iranians now seem to be in the catbird seat. There is this statement over and over and over again that the U.S. will defend Israel. And you think about the amount of firepower now surrounding Israel from the United States. Obviously, there's a lot of Iranian firepower surrounding it as well. How does the administration that says their number one goal is non-escalation expect that if Israel is hit, you don't get drawn into a wider war with Israel and Iran?
Well, I don't think they know the answer to that question, because to them, defend means simply prevent missiles that are incoming from hitting Israel, which is fine as far as it goes. But as Israel itself just demonstrated 2 days ago on Sunday, sometimes the best defense is a good offense. They saw Hezbollah primed to strike, so they struck first, and they were entirely justified in doing it. and probably prevented a significant amount of damage that Hezbollah might have caused.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.